Regional forms are one of my favorite new gimmicks in Pokemon. Seeing old Pokemon get new looks as well as new typings was a really cool concept, and I always wish there was more, which is exactly why I was drawn to the Gen 4 ROM hack, Pokémon Platinum Redux. It's a difficulty ROM hack with a ton of new regional forms, which replace old forms and give them new looks, typings, stats, and moves. Let's take a look at some of these awesome new Pokemon. Noctowl was a Pokemon which I never used because I always thought it was really bad and just had a boring design. In this game, it's so much better. Noctowl is now a ghost flying type and has much better stats to work with. An increase to speed and special attack let it threaten more Pokemon, and with the increases to special defense and HP, make it much bulkier as a special wall. With Darkrai's signature ability Bad Dreams and Dark Void at level 38, Noctowl can easily put a Pokemon to sleep and chip them down slowly. Spectral Vortex is a stab ghost move that will always increase its special defense, so it's even harder to bring down. Or it can use the new flying move Ascending Wind to potentially increase its special attack. It's a solid Pokemon to get in the early game. Mightyena has one of my favorite new designs that I've seen and has incredible improvements. Now, clearly adding the fire type, which makes it worse defensively, but appreciates its stab fire moves. All its stats have been raised, but its attack going from 90 to 112 and its speed going from just 70 to 90 is a fantastic change. Giving it the ability Adaptability, it can really take advantage of its new typing. Inferno Slide not only has a chance to burn a Pokemon, but it also has a chance to flinch them. Getting both is a huge pain to deal with. And of course, Crunch is always a reliable dark move. Titan Jaw is a solid steel move with a 100% chance to lower their speed, which is very helpful. Poochyena evolving at level 16 makes it one of the first new forms that you'll see. Blastoise isn't one of the starter choices, but it does get a new regional form. Blastoise becomes a water rock type, which helps it resist more types, but becomes extremely allergic to grass types. Its HP is raised from 79 to 102, and its defense is raised from 100 to 115, making it a lot bulkier than before. Its special attack being raised all the way from 85 to 120 is amazing. Blastoise gets the ability Water Absorb, letting it switch in safely to incoming water attacks, and giving it a water immunity. The move Tectonic Shift is a great special ground move for coverage against electric types. It can also get Rough Skin, making its great defenses even more of a problem to deal with. Linoone is a Pokemon I never really think about, but its new Ice Normal typing makes it the new Weavile. Both explode after a fighting type attack. Statistically, it's been transformed completely, giving it 129 in speed, it's top tier, while pairing it with 106 in attack. Again, just like Weavile, it's a glass cannon. Get it in the Hail and Snow Cloak will make it that much harder to get rid of. While it doesn't get any crazy moves early on, Ice Fang and Extreme Speed are still great at stopping opponents. Fake Out utility is always nice, especially with the stab damage. Another Gen 3 Pokemon that adds the Ice type is Manectric. I always really liked the Mega design, but it just takes it to a whole new level. Stats wise, it's just a cross between its Mega and base form, now being much faster with 120 in speed and a slightly lower special attack with 103, but greater defenses and HP, so it can stick around longer. The addition of Ice type just helps it so much since ground type Pokemon are normally immune to its stab. Now all of its ice moves can keep them from walling it out, especially with Adaptability, increasing the power of all of its stab moves like Ice Beam and Discharge. Dragon Pulse and Dark Pulse are few of the coverage moves it can learn. Manectric has been one of my favorites to use in my run. While I miss being able to use the regular Alakazam, the new Fire Psychic version has not disappointed me at all. It's no longer a speedster with only 95 in speed, but now has a higher special attack with 140. Alakazam can also take more hits, and the fire typing gives it more resistances. Since it can still have Magic Guard, a Life Orb can be used for even more damage. Brain Drain is a stab psychic move that can help it deal nice damage while getting back some HP as well. Misdirection is also a great move since it's a special stab version of Fake Out. Finally, Sinnoh has good fire types you can actually use. Rampardos was one of my favorite fossil Pokemon, and this new design makes me love it even more. Not to mention it just gains the Dragon type, which is really cool. Doesn't help it defensively at all, but it's no longer just completely useless because of how bad its stat spread is. Whereas before it was literally just all attack, no speed or defense, it's more balanced now. 97 in speed gives Rampardos a much better chance of outspeeding a Pokemon, and 90 in defense lets it no longer just be a glass cannon. And hey, 148 in attack is still very dangerous. A stab 100 base power Draconic Slam is not fun to deal with, and a Headlong Rush will take out many Pokemon. With Rockhead, it won't even feel the recoil damage. Or it can just go all out with Reckless and boost their power even more. You can't give one fossil a new form and forget about the other, so of course Bastiodon gets some love too. Bastiodon also gets the dragon typing and is so much better, dropping both of its 4x weaknesses down to 2x and completely dropping its other weakness to water. Again, its stat spread before was the main issue, with nearly all of it going towards its defenses, and it kinda just sat there until it died. Now it's bulkier with 100 in HP. Its defenses were dropped greatly, but giving it 78 in attack lets it actually threaten damage. Filter, reducing all super effective attacks against it by 25%, makes it so much harder to get through, and with moves like Heavy Slam, all the elemental biting moves, and even Super Fang, Pokemon will definitely leave with scars. Bastiodon wants to be Dialga so bad, it eventually learns Roar of Time. Butterfree isn't anything too special, but I thought the design was pretty interesting. Dropping the flying type for Psychic doesn't help it at all on defense, but Psychic is generally good for offense. This new Butterfree stats are like if it Mega Evolved 1.5 times. Its special attack is a respectable 114 paired with 94 in speed, so how early you get one, it can really tear through some Pokemon. Improved defenses give it at least a fighting chance to survive attacks. With the new move Narcotic Spore, it can easily put a Pokemon to sleep after a turn, just like Yawn. Pheromone Gale is not only a strong 100 base power bug move it has access to, but it also will reset stat changes. Stat boosting moves are limited, so this can be really helpful to have. Tinted Lens can also help bug moves do even more damage. Butterfree will get outclassed eventually, but it's great early on. The new Gyarados, which reminds me of a blue version of Superbike from Fairly OddParents, is just a slightly better version than the original, swapping out Flying for Dragon, keeping it from exploding around electric types, and with Fairy type not being in this game, its only worry is with other dragon types. Its stats are very similar to old Gyarados with 126 in attack, 1 higher, and 91 in speed, 10 higher. Its defenses are worse, but with only one weakness, it's more than okay. With Swift Swim, Gyarados can now double its speed in the rain and easily blow up teams with stab water moves. Current Pursuit has a 50% chance to increase its speed each time it's used. Scale Smash is a stab dragon move that has 30% chance to increase its defense, making it even harder to stop. Gyarados fans won't be disappointed using this one. Bayonet without its Mega form isn't that amazing, but this new form gives it much more to do. Now a Steel Ghost type, Bayonet has 2 more weaknesses, but 4 times as many resistances, so there's a good chance you won't be stopping it before it tears you apart. Going from 65 speed to 90 and 115 in attack to 125, it's going to do some serious damage. Its defenses are now both above 85, whereas before they were in the 60s. Bayonet still has ghostly shenanigans to worry about since it has proficiency, doubling the secondary effect chance of all moves. Rusty Swipes is a 40 base power steel move that hits twice and has a 20% chance to poison. Scrap Steel is another great stab move, which heals 50% of the damage taken, so it can be decent for recovery. Its final level up move, Spatial Rapture, is 110 base power with a 30% chance to paralyze, burn, or freeze, so this is definitely a Pokemon you want to look out for. These are just a few of the many new forms in this game. There are plenty of new great designs and new ways of using old Pokemon, so let me know if you'd want to see a part 2 in the future. Don't forget to subscribe for more. Shout out to our members, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.